B.
Yes.
N.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Rank-A-Bone, the one and only podcast where people tell you what to think. I'm your host, Banderson, and joining me below, as always, the master of all things Emerald, Joey Spicy Fries.
Yeah. Applause. Thank you. I love it.
We are Team Ninabone, well, parts of Team Ninabone, and we are ranking every single mainline Sonic game.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. I'm like, I should have said review, and then tie it into and then ranking them against each other. But we have
Ultimately, we are ranking.
Yes, we have done 11 Sonic games so far, including the Sonic movie. Obviously, that's not a game, but we felt like we should rank it anyway. And today, we are ranking the last in the Sonic Advance trilogy. Of course, that is Sonic Advance 3 for the Game Boy Advance.
Yes, we are. That's correct. I'm very excited for this one.
Very excited to talk to you about this game today. And I figured I'd start with some little facts. I didn't really have time to really prepare a fact sheet. Oops, let me silence my phone, because that was very unprofessional, Joseph. Alrighty. Game was released in 2004 for different spots. Japan, North America, Europe, all different. Mostly in June. All in June, actually. I'm reading. Re-released for the Virtual Console in Japan in 2016, never released in America, and there is no current way to get this game other than a Game Boy Advance cartridge, unless you have a Japanese Wii U. So, as always, you can fill in the blanks as to how we're playing this. In this game, you get to play as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, and Cream the Rabbit, as well as Dr. Eggman.
Surprising, I know.
Non-aggression. Interesting. Very interesting. One of the only other games you get to play as Dr. Eggman, aside from Sonic Adventure 2, and I believe there's one other game. Technically speaking, I think you can play as him in Shadow. Kind of?
I think you're correct.
Maybe.
We'll fact check that when we get to Shadow.
We'll fact check that. Well, maybe we will. I don't want to spend too much time on that. The character roster, same thing as before. The special moves all keep the same stuffs from Sonic Advance 2 and Sonic Advance 1, but this time there's a brand new mechanic called the Team Up mechanic, where you have a second partner character that follows you around and completely changes your moveset depending on who you pick. So, for example, if you pick Sonic and Tails, you can do some flying, Tails can throw you, and your moveset will change slightly. Joey, I believe you played as Sonic and Tails the entire time. How did that go for you?
Yes, sir. I found it was great. I didn't try the other characters. I probably should have, and I probably would have liked to play as Knuckles for a little bit, but all the same, Sonic and Tails was a good playthrough.
Cool. I did do Sonic and Tails for the most part until I unlocked Knuckles, and then I was Knuckles the rest of the way through. So I think I did mostly Knuckles, and I really enjoyed Knuckles and Tails. With Knuckles and Sonic, you get this kind of useless headbutt move instead of gliding, but when you actually have Tails with you, you get a double jump and you get the glide, and it is absolutely broken, and it's wonderful, and I love it.
Okay, cool.
I feel like this game really focused on exploration and platforming, and with a good balance of speed segments. Whereas Advance 1 was very platforming focused, Advance 2 was very speed focused. This is the best of both worlds.
I feel this one was the most fluid of the three.
Yeah, agreed. Let's just kind of get into it. There's, your standard amount of levels, but each level is surrounded by a hub world that goes from level to level, with sort of kind of a maze element, try to get into each different level, as well as some extra secrets and stuff mixed in.
And that's one thing I loved a lot about this game, was for a Game Boy-esque game, this game, it had hub worlds for each level. That's so cool.
I fucking love this. I love hub worlds, especially when they're not too out of the way and they don't get in the way too much. This game did it flawlessly. The only one I've ever really seen do a 2D hub world right. And you can see this. I honestly think this is what influenced Sonic Generations hub world, because it's very similar to how that one's laid out. I love the little bonus stages. I love how it's all just kind of laid out. It gives each stage a much better presence in the game itself versus Advance 1 and Advance 2.
Right.
And I didn't get to any special stages just because I didn't have enough time to do with it. But I really like how special stages are handled in this game. You collect all the chows and find this special key, and then that's how you get the special stages.
I didn't do any special stages either.
And it's 1,000% better than in Sonic Advance 2, because in Sonic Advance 2 you had to collect those coins.
Right.
And with Sonic Advance 2's Speed Focus, collecting the coins didn't really make any sense. It was very counterintuitive. And if you collected a coin and left the level, you had to collect it again in order to get the special stage. And it just doesn't make any sense. You only get one attempt at the special stage. You have to collect all the coins before you do it. It's so messy. In this one, you collect all the chows, and no matter how many times, no matter what, you get to keep the chow as long as you collect it once. And the special
that's pretty cool of them to do that.
Yeah, and the special stage is located in the hub world, so you get infinite tries at it.
Yeah, it's
just the best system, and it's so user friendly. So many quality of life changes in just that alone. It's really cool. It's one of those things where I'm like thinking about this game. I'm like, man, I wish I had this game as a kid. I would have loved this. This was such an awesome experience.
I agree. This was a really fun game to play, and kind of sucks we didn't have it.
I mean, we had the opportunity.
We did.
We deprived ourselves. I remember vividly one time in which I want to say deciding between Sonic Rush and another game, but it doesn't make any sense because Sonic Rush was a DS game. So it might have been Sonic Advance. And I was looking at the game store. I was at GameStop at the mall, and I was deciding between Sonic Advanced and Zatch Bell, the Game Boy Advance video game.
I loved that game as a kid.
I fucking did too. It was so much fun. I don't regret a thing, but I wish I also got the Sonic game because those were really good. It's just so funny because I remember that game so vividly. It was so...
Dude, you brought memories back for Zatch Bell. Holy shit.
It was hilariously good. The PS2 game, I cannot say the same, but...
I never played the PS2 game.
Do I still have it around here?
I'm sure you do.
I do! Here it is. Zatch Bell the Moto Battles for the PlayStation 2. Just pick Conchome and do the spiky wheel attack and you win. It's great.
God. Yeah, the anime was good too for what it was.
It's very childish, but it's very fun. Let's move on. We don't need to talk about Zatch Bell.
Seriously.
All right. Why don't you talk about some levels?
Let's do that. Let's start off with Route 99.
Cool starting level. It's not a green hill.
Isn't it Route 99 that goes first?
Yeah, I'm just saying it's one of the only times you don't get a green hill ripoff.
True, but I mean, Sunset Hill, it was a good homage to Green Hill Zone. And yeah, let's talk about Sunset Hill first. Let's talk about that.
Fucking remix of Green Hill Zone is so good.
It was beautiful. The variations of music between each act, amazing. The colors, beautiful. This, hands down, has to be my favorite of all the zones. I know we've got more to talk about, but this one was just fucking beautiful.
I honestly have to agree with you. It was really fun to play, and I feel like each level felt different. Like there was one where you were basically just climbing the waterfall the entire time. One something a little more standard. Sunset Hill is really fun, and the music's great. I love the little gimmicks in the level. The enemies are cool. It's just really fun. But going back to Route 99, pretty good.
I liked it. It was a good starting level. It was more of rather than the Green Hill Zone, more of a, I want to say suburban, but I'm probably wrong.
It honestly felt very similar to Cityscape. Like it felt like they were taking.
What I want to say.
They were taking a lot of cues from Sonic Adventure 2.
And rightly so, as they should. It was a good starter for the game. Why do the same thing over and over again? Why not start with something new like they did with this?
Yeah. Oh, one thing I want to point out as I'm watching the video that I recorded is they improved the rail mechanic for this game.
They definitely did. Yes.
So much better than Sonic Advance 2. And I just feel like
talk about later, yeah.
Yeah. Talk about what later?
Bosses.
Yeah, bosses will be later. Just a lot of the design choices within the mechanics of like just rails, how levels are laid out, how each level feels unique in the different gimmicks. It just felt better. Everything felt better, more put together. And you get a sense of like identity with each level in individual acts themselves too.
I feel like this game was a culmination of 1 and 2 that just came to be the perfect game of the trilogy.
Yeah, I think so. I usually don't do this because I try to avoid doing this before doing my own review. But I did watch a couple people's opinions on all 3 of them before this, and people generally seem to like 2 the most. And I
loved 2 as a kid. I would say that I loved 2 the most, but then I got around to playing this one, and I changed my mind. Definitely.
Yeah, I can see why. I can see why people like 2 a lot, and I think I didn't like 2 as much because I had struggled so much before finally learning the mechanics of the extra moves.
Right.
And I blame the game because it doesn't really tell you those things. And I feel like this game does a little bit better with some tutorials. There's actual tutorials in a sense of like, oh, there is something different about how the characters play when you switch characters. So I feel like the game does encourage you to kind of explore those button the control layouts. So yeah. Next level?
I agree. Next level, we've got Ocean Base.
Ocean Base.
This was a pretty fun level. When I saw the name Ocean Base, I thought, all right, there's going to be some water here to deal with. I found very little.
Which is great.
And I enjoyed it. I hate dealing with water in a Sonic game.
That's right. I remember this one. This one was the first one I think I got to... I think this is the one where you actually get to start playing as Knuckles.
I think you're right. Because Amy comes in Toy Kingdom, I believe.
I don't think I unlocked Amy. Do you have to play as Sonic to unlock characters?
I think so, yeah. I think Sonic is who unlocks them all.
This is the level where you get to climb the waterfalls.
Yes, you are correct.
I'm watching some gameplay off to the side. Now I remember this level. It's actually been a little while since I played the game, so...
And you do climb waterfalls in this game.
There's some very unique enemies. I love the blend of machinery and water enemies. It just it feels like it's very unique. Whereas I feel like I honestly couldn't name any of the levels from Sonic Advance 1. Sonic Advance 2 definitely had plenty of good level design, especially the music level.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, another good one. Just pretty, not a standout level, but one that I remember a lot.
Much like most Sonic games, the first few are going to be good and fun. It's when you get towards the middle and the end is where it starts to be like, okay, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Usually.
Well, I think it's the trouble with how we're approaching this whole show, where we want to do, just the core playthrough, nothing too in-depth, whereas these games are meant to be replayed multiple times to really master those levels. And I think and I think the difference between how I approach this one versus the other two is because I was using Knuckles and Tails and really taking advantage of their exploration moves, I was not struggling a ton with like the level design and the difficulty within the level design.
Yeah. I mean, playing a Sonic the whole way through, I found no difficulty with just speeding through everything throughout this one.
Really? That's good. Were you taking advantage of the Tails' throw?
More so flying than the throw, but yeah, every now and then.
Yeah, and just using those mechanics and really exploring and getting to the levels, I feel like is a really good approach. Whereas if I were to play the game again and try it with Sonic, try it without as much like of the cheese mechanics, I feel like I would have a good understanding of the levels even further. Any other thoughts on Ocean Base?
No, not really. It was a fun level. I enjoyed it a lot.
Cool. Next.
Moving on, we've got Toy Kingdom.
My favorite. This is my favorite. I love
Another to add to the chapter of what can we make that is an adorable, music is amazing, just childlike, but all the same amazing level.
The staple of the Sonic franchise, the trilogy of great ideas. We've got toys, we got music, and we got gambling. My childhood in a nutshell. I love this level. Music's great. The gimmicks of the level are really fun, And that fucking piggy bank enemy is so clever
yeah.
and creative. I was like, why is my money getting sucked up? Like, oh my god, there's a piggy bank enemy. He's taking my money. Give it back, you fuck. I'll kill you.
Yeah, it was genius. Genius of them to do that.
Yeah.
I would say that this would be my favorite level, but going back to Sunset Hill, it's a toss-up between these two because this one was just amazing. I loved this fucking.
Yeah, they're both very, very cool levels. Yeah, there's nothing more. It's just very memorable, very fun. I wish I could. Like, I wish I could play this game on Switch and just go back and play and just have fun with it without having to do this.
How cool would that be? Just to have all these games that are
Sonic Advance collect. Oh my god! What if it was a whole collection of Advance 1, 2, 3, and Rush and Rush Adventure? I would buy that in a heartbeat. It would be so quickly. I probably wouldn't pay $60 for it, but I'd probably pay $40 for it.
Yeah, I'd go as high as 40.
Yeah, it'd be really cool. Yeah. Next level.
Basically, this level is let's throw Sonic into a fucking toy box and see how he does.
He does great. I love the little elephant slides. They're really cute.
Oh, that was adorable. So cute.
It's what I'm talking about. It's like this game, I really feel like nails the cinematic thrill of Sonic levels. Whereas it's definitely something that 3D Sonic nails, and that's why 3D Sonic is generally my preferred playstyle. But this one really hits those spots where it's like the finale of the level is you sliding across 3 elephants and landing onto the gold ring. It's like cool. Like, that's cool shit.
Yeah. I love it. All right, moving on is Twinkle Snow is the next level we have.
Twinkle Snow? I enjoy this one. Probably my favorite of the ice levels within these Advanced Trilogy. I didn't find this level to be annoying at all.
And that's why it's your favorite.
It's true. I mean, I do love ice levels. I love Ice Cap Zone. It's one of my favorite. I praised Ice Cap Zone when we were doing Sonic 3.
Right.
And
one thing I will say about this level is this one does include water. And although water can be a bitch sometimes, this one wasn't so bad.
Not so bad. That's what I would. That's a good general way of describing this level.
Yeah.
When we get to the bosses, I do have something to say about this boss, but
for sure.
Yeah,
this boss was a bit of a bitch.
Yeah, lots of. I love the minecarts in this thing. Those were really fun.
Yeah,
I think they created some interesting design mechanics, including with the water. I felt like the death holes in this level were fair because they had checkpoints right next to them.
Yeah.
And this game throws lives at you in the beginning. Not so much at the end.
Does.
At the end, you really need those extra lives.
It's more forgiving in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. Shall we move on to the next one?
Sure. Next, we've got Cybertrack.
Cybertrack. This one reminds me a lot of Technobase.
Okay, so now, playing this was interesting for me. Did you ever see Digimon the movie?
I did see Digimon the movie multiple times.
Do you remember...
Diaboramon?
Yes. The fight between him and Wargreymon and Metal Garurumon. That whole background from Cybertrack. That just made me think
you're
of that.
Right. You were 100% right. It's so similar to that. That's really cool. Good. That's a good spot.
I just could not stop seeing that the entire time I'm playing through, and I'm like, I gotta go watch Digimon. But anyways, this was a fun level for me. I enjoyed it a lot.
A lot of cool gravity puzzles here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in Act 3 of this level, I got through it in like under 2 minutes because of Knuckles, and it was really cool just being able to like jump through a bunch of things and just nailing every shortcut. I was
seriously like, I'm done.
I love it. Yeah, there's a lot of cool moving parts to this level. Just thinking about certain enemies and how certain aspects of it are layout. Apparently, one of the Act 3 is supposed to be the same layout as Chemical Plant Zone 2.
Okay.
Which is kind of cool.
I could see that.
But yeah, it's cool stuff. The boss fight's really interesting. We'll get to that in a second.
It definitely is. Okay. Moving on to Chaos Angel then.
What a fucking name for a level. Chaos Angel. Apparently, this is a Oh, so the plot of this game is basically Sonic Unleashed, where Eggman has split apart the world into different chunks, and Sonic is trying to reunite those chunks of the world to get to Eggman. And so this is actually Angel Island. That's why it's called Chaos Angel.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which is like really cool because it's like
Oh yeah, I'm reading that right here. You want
Yeah.
to be Angel Island. Okay.
that's such an interesting mechanic or idea to like remix levels like that.
Yeah, I love that. This was fun for me. I'm trying to remember it as much as I can. It's been a couple of weeks now.
Looking at it, it reminds me a lot of Egg Base and a little bit of Angel Island.
Yeah,
Or
I can see
Launch
that.
Base. Launch Base.
You're right. Sorry. You said egg base and I thought that, but yeah, it is launch base for sure.
I was not a fan of the final act of this level, where you're basically following that platform the entire time. I didn't like that. I thought that was very not Sonic.
I agree.
And that's about it for the levels, right?
I think so, unless I don't think I got to Alter Emerald, which was.
I think that's just the final boss.
Yeah, I did not get to that.
You didn't do the final boss, or not the final boss, but the like this is like the
This is the 8th and final zone of Sonic Advance 3. So I'm pretty sure I did it.
yeah you would do this to complete
Yeah.
complete the game, quote unquote.
Yes, I did do this.
Yeah. Well, I guess that could be a good time to go into bosses.
Sure. Sounds good to me. First boss we got is Egg Hammer 3, the third chapter of the Egg Hammer. This one I felt was too easy, and I feel it was only because of Eggman's little robot. His head gave away wherever the hammer was gonna fall. It was just, I could read it way too easy.
Well, I mean it's level 1. It's a level 1 boss, so you know it's supposed to be easy. Once you figure it out, you figure it out, and I feel like that's good stuff. And I think, you know, for kids, those kind of cues are meant to be obvious, so they kind of pick up on those mechanics.
Right. I will say for this game though, I love that they threw in like Eggman voice lines whenever you hit him, like "Why you little?" or
Oh
stuff
yeah, there's
like that.
fucking
Like,
voice acting in this game. I think Sonic's
Yeah.
voice was really annoying. Or that's what I was gonna say. This was Ryan Drummond's last performance as Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, we were supposed to mention that. My bad,
We
I
are about to
forgot.
enter the dawn of Jason Griffith, and boy, does
Oh,
he
yeah.
not nail the voice until a few games into this franchise. We'll be waiting
I
till
agree.
maybe Sonic Unleashed before Jason Griffith actually kind of nails the voice.
He catches fire eventually.
Yeah, after he's gotten Sonic X under his belt.
Right.
Next boss.
You haven't said anything much about Egg Hammer 3.
It's just an opening boss. It gives you a little bit of trouble in the beginning, but once you figure it out, it's very
Yeah.
easy to deal with.
Right. It's just another hammer.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Egg Ball number 2 is the second boss of the game. This one was pretty fun to
Clever.
take on as he's rolling around. You gotta time it right on whether or not you're gonna hit him.
It reminds me
Yeah.
of Mario Galaxy. Those big rock dudes with the red balls.
Oh yeah, good call. Yeah, this was a fun boss. I liked playing this.
Oh, we didn't mention G Merle.
We
The
didn't
robot?
mention- What? Oh right, sorry.
would-be
That's
robot thing.
my bad. Yeah, you faced G Merle before you faced the Egg Hammer. in
There's
the
some kind of
first one.
story with Sonic Fighters or something like that, or Sonic Battle. I don't really know. It's cool. I'm sure if you understood those things, that'd be a cool crossover. But obviously, that's not something we're
Seriously,
gonna pick up on.
I'm just sitting here like, what is this robot?
I think there's also something about that in Sonic X too. So there's a lot of tie-ins here, which is cool.
I love
dig it.
Sonic X. I'm probably gonna rewatch that at some point.
I
Gotta
tried
go
at one
fat.
point.
I remember watching it on WB Kids every Saturday morning.
I remember it being on 4Kids.
Oh,
Not 4 Kids.
God, 4
Yeah.
Kids.
Yeah. Eggfoot.
Third boss, Eggfoot. So this was an ingenious way of timing where he's gonna land. Really, you just gotta want to land in between the legs. And once you do that, it's easy as hell.
Right.
But still-
This one was very easy.
Yeah, similar to the Egg Frog from Sonic Advance 2.
Yeah. No, I remember that one. It's cool. It's a simple design, but it doesn't offend me like all of the Sonic Advance 2 bosses that I hate. Fuck those running bosses. Just absolutely sucks. I hate them. Yeah.
Egg Cube in Toyland is next. This one was a bitch, especially with the freaking toy soldiers that shot out at you.
I found this one to be pretty fun, pretty clever. I think that
liked it. It was just hard.
It was a little bit too long, I would say.
Yeah.
But I didn't find anything to be too difficult. I think that you were able to get enough coins or rings to get through it enough.
Right.
Yeah. That's all I pretty much have to say about it. Pretty fun.
Next we've got, what is it? Egg Chaser. So this was the one from
this one. Fuck this one. I hate this boss fight. It's just slightly too fast. Just slightly too fast, and the thing he shoots at you is just slightly too big for this whole setup to me. This thing drained all my lives. I had to use save states.
Jesus
this one.
Christ. Yeah, this was a boss, I remember.
Yeah, I just think that like I like the way you attack it by knocking the platforms into it, but just like if you get hit once, you're fucked. There's nothing you can do. Yeah. You're just gonna die, and it's just like that's not fun. I think it would be better.
A boss that gives you a chance to recover and get back into it.
Yeah, this is my least favorite boss, but still not as aggravating as some of the stuff in Sonic Adventure 2. So
seriously, the next one, however, pretty fun.
Very
pinball.
Very cool. What a cool boss fight. Egg Pinball.
Seriously.
It was one of those ones where you get to really learn the mechanics of the boss fight as you play it. Not enough rings, which is something that Sonic Advance 2 does well, is it gives you a ton of rings. But this is very clever. Very cool, very clever.
Yeah. I agree. Next we've got Egg Gravity.
This one was a bitch. Fun, but a bitch.
Challenge. Yeah. I'm trying to remember how I beat it.
For me, it was just
Egg Snake from Sonic Advance 1. Interestingly,
there is definitely like a pattern where you can get a few good hits before kind of learning the timing of when you start spinning. Honestly, it's just one of those boss fights where I think if you played this game a lot, this boss fight would be pretty easy for you, but just going into kind of blind, it was pretty challenging. But like if I were to go at it again, I'd be like, I got this, no problem.
Right, definitely.
Not with those Sonic Advance 2 boss fights. I'd never want to play those again.
We get it. You hate them.
I hate them. Awful.
All right. Next up is G-Merle himself.
He was a little bit stronger on this one. I don't really remember him being that more challenging. So yeah. Oh man, Knuckles has an uppercut move that works really well against the boss fights.
Does he?
It's just like a standstill uppercut punch, and it's very helpful, so you don't have to do like a full jump or a spin dash.
Right. Gotcha. And then finally we have Hyper Egg Robo.
I thought this one was pretty fun, especially with Knuckles. You have a double jump, so it's easy to get to him. I don't have a ton to say because the way I played it, I don't think I was able to get every little bit of it, but I thought it was fun. Better than
those hands just felt very Master Hand and Crazy Handish.
Oh yeah, it was very inspired, I'd say.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say. We don't have a Sonic theme to talk about this week. Did you have a favorite boss?
If I had to say my favorite boss, I would say Egg Pinball.
Yeah, I agree. Egg Pinball, definitely a cool one. All right, that's it. Let's rank it. Let's get it up there.
Let's do it.
Let's bring up the list right here. 1, 2, 3, list.
Yes.
Okay. You want to read it?
Sure. So starting up at number 1, we've got Sonic 2. Then going down, it's Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic 3, Sonic the Movie, Sonic Advance 2, Sonic Heroes, Sonic CD, Sonic Advance, and all the way at the bottom where it's been since the beginning, Sonic 1.
Where it shall stay for, I'm going to take
3
a
more
guess and
games?
say 1 more week. Or not week, but 1 more game. I would be shocked if it stays at number at the last place position after next week.
Is next week Shadow?
Next week is Shadow the Hedgehog. I honestly, I think we need to have a discussion about where we're gonna put this, because I would say it's definitely above the movie.
I'm gonna be bold and put it between Adventure 2 and 3. And Sonic 3, I should say. Sorry.
Honestly, that's kind of where I'm leaning too. I mean, in terms of like how I go about doing this game is like what game would I want to pick up and play again.
I would pick this one up, play it again for sure.
Yeah, and not even considering like memes or anything like that. Like, you know, a little bit of Sonic 06 would be a little bit of meme status for me of wanting to play again. We'll see after we actually play it. Sonic 3 is very fun, and I really like it a lot, but I feel like Sonic Advance 2 is a lot more enticing me to come back and play it, where it's like, if they did release this game on the Switch, I'd be like, man, I kind of want to go back and try to get all this stuff, because there's a lot of cool things, and try to get all those secret stages and stuff, where Sonic 3 doesn't offer quite as much. And I really feel like this game is kind of the best 2D Sonic game. Like, it takes everything that Sonic 2D has been so far and like wraps it up in a really cool sense. It doesn't evolve anything too much. It adds some cool stuff that is very unique to it, and stands out amongst all the other ones.
Right, but if you're calling it the best 2D, you're almost saying it's better than Sonic and Knuckles and Sonic 2, and I would put it up there, but no, it's not better than
Well, in terms of the jump from Sonic 1 to Sonic 2, that is the defining game for Sonic the Hedgehog is Sonic 2. That is why it's so high up there, because it takes it takes what Sonic 1 kind of laid out and makes what we consider to be Sonic the Hedgehog. That is what Sonic 2 does. And Sonic and Knuckles is just through and through, it's just a very, very well built game and has so many cool things to it. Which is also why I don't necessarily want to put it above Sonic 3, because Sonic 3 and Sonic Knuckles are so similar. But
Sonic
it's just
3 is really just Sonic and Knuckles, just a little bit more.
Yeah, and technically speaking, we should have Sonic 3 and Knuckles in the same spot. Technically,
but we're not doing it that way.
Yeah, so why not? Let's throw it above Sonic 3. let's get crazy here. Yeah, do we agree? Sonic 3, right above Sonic 3 in position number 5?
Yes.
Okay. Here's our list. From top to bottom. Sonic 2, Sonic Knuckles, Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Advance 3, Sonic 3, Sonic the Movie, Sonic Advance 2, Sonic Heroes, Sonic CD, Sonic Advanced, and Sonic 1 for one more week, I promise you. Crazy list. Who would have thought? I would have thought Sonic CD would have been way higher than it was.
Seriously, what a disappointment, man.
And yeah, next week we're doing Shadow the Hedgehog, and we've got a couple of banger of themes for you to review, and one hell of a fucking video game. This video game. Let me just get some boxes here, just to show you why this video game is so infamously standing out apart from you. There's swearing in this video game, Joey.
Yes, there is.
2 characters in this game swear.
10-year-olds nowadays don't care what is said.
You kill humans in this game. How is this not rated T? This makes no sense. Anyway, next week we're doing Sonic Shadow the Hedgehog. God help us.
I can't wait.
Our plan is to just do... So we're going to do one playthrough, see how that goes, and then decide if we're going to do more. That's kind of the strategy.
I'm doing more.
We'll see you guys next week.
It's been fun. Thanks for joining us.